Welcome to another SnowRunner video. We picked this one up as I'm just entering this warehouse to pick up a double load of concrete slabs. The only downside is we still have this dodgy trailer that sways all over the place, but for this load it should be fine. At the end of the day, it's better than having to drive to where the closest trailer store is to change. So being close to where I had to be, it was the really only obvious choice. Here you'll see me checking both maps, as I have to cross over into the other map to make this delivery. So what I'm doing here is looking at the various entry points to the other map, which there are 3. So we now have 2 open tunnels, and the barge from the port. So we not only have to look at what is the closest to where I currently am at the warehouse, but also how that translates on the other map as to where I come out and where my destination is. So you have to take a lot of things into consideration. One entrance point might be very close to where I am, but when I look on the other map, it might be a long distance from where I have to go. So this is where the logistics come into it, and a part I really enjoy in working out what the best case scenario is, distance wise, and not only distance but the type of terrain you have to navigate as well. So that's why, as you'll see in this case, I'm spending a lot of time studying the map and the actual route. So now I've decided on which way I want to go, and we're heading off. Most of these deliveries are quite straightforward. This one I'm back into one of the favourites, the Royal BM. Also a modified truck. The other advantage with modified trucks, as I've touched on a few points in previous videos, But one of the other things you get with a modified truck is access to all the accessories and add-ons in your garage menu. A lot of the normal standard trucks, you don't have access to a lot of the add-ons and modifications, as they actually have to be discovered in the maps before they are made available to you, which can be quite annoying. I mean, some things, when you look at some of this terrain, is more of a necessity, not just a visual add-on or something like that. And I mean, the probably the most common updates that you'll have available to straight away with mod trucks are usually higher horsepower engines. You'll have access to a variety of different types of gearboxes. Some trucks you'll also be able to add the option of all-wheel drive, or in some cases even diff locks that don't come standard with a truck. On top of that, you'll also have access to all your different types of winches, which includes the autonomous winch, and also tyres. Like sometimes some tyres aren't available. For instance, sometimes mud tyres are not available, or chained snow tyres are not available until you find it on a map. And as I said, that can be very frustrating when you might only have access to all terrain, which, while they do work, it's very slow going, and you find you have to just continually winch yourself through different sections. So for me personally, I just think it takes some of the fun and enjoyability out of it if you have to just really struggle with every task you do. For me, I like to play, I play SnowRunner as a relaxation, as I do find it quite relaxing, even though it's thought-provoking as far as the logistics and terrain. It's not drastically so. So you can, when you just want to relax and play a game, I think this is just so good. And anyone from a mechanical background, or who actually likes trucks and cars and so forth, it is quite enjoyable to play. Plus, on top of those things, you always have this amazing scenery. For those of us who don't live in these types of conditions with snow at regular times of the year, it's really nice to see. So I do really enjoy, before I decided to start doing videos. I regularly used to take screen capture photos because it was just, the settings were just so amazing, where you could have your truck and load sitting on a mountain range, or even on top of a peak at sunset, and just have this amazing backdrop. It was, yeah, it's really nice. So here we're still making our way towards the tunnel, I believe. Lots of little detours around road construction or road outages. There I am on the right there. Still inside the cafe eating my cake and having a coffee. Here we are, we're back on the other map, and now we just have to make our way through to the plant. If memory serves me correctly, I think in this one, once I deliver this load to the new plant, I'm pretty sure that then opens the plant up and makes a warehouse accessible for another place to get loads from. I think I've said in other videos, that's why I like to concentrate on doing those missions as soon as possible, so that it opens roadways and opens new warehouses, because it'll make all the following tasks just that little bit much easier, as it increases your choices for pickups and deliveries. I was obviously quite confident that I was taking the right route there. Time for some winching to get through this. For a moment there I was questioning whether I'd taken the best route, but luckily the winch saved us. And just see the warehouse up ahead. I'm glad sometimes you get that warning about diff locks. If you don't turn them off, you can actually damage the gearbox in this game. Just checking there to see where the load has to go, so just reversing into unload. We'll see the warehouse being completed. And now the warehouse is open for business. Now I'm just cruising over to where the loading dock is to see what's been made available at this warehouse. Okay, so metal rolls and steel beams, so that will come in handy. And that's pretty much it for this mission. Thanks everyone for joining me, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.